And Congressman, I just have a quick question, and thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. This weekend is actually the start of what some liberals are calling the Progressive Tea Party, or what CBS News has said. It's the progressive version. They're demonstrating in the streets in Madison and other places, and one of their key concerns is that corporations in this time of austerity aren't paying their fair share. And what they say is that ExxonMobil, Bank of America, CitiGroup, GE, all these corporations, they aren't paying any corporate income taxes. They're using offshore bank accounts. Like, for example, Bank of America in 2009 paid nothing in corporate income taxes. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that when it comes to a corporate income tax, people have been misled into thinking that corporations actually pay those. When you find a corporation paying income tax, they either pass that on to their consumers, whoever buys their service or product, as if a corporation doesn't pass that cost on to the people like us, they can't stay in business. So one of the things I've been advocating is completely doing away with the corporate tax. We know right now that the best friends of Obama, we got a lot of crony capitalism going on. So they get a lot of help from the federal government. GE's getting all kinds of bones thrown to them. But other corporations that are trying to compete internationally are finding they can't do it with a 35% income tax.
But they're paying zero right now.
Well, Bank of America
is a great example.
Usually,
and
it's
ExxonMobil isn't very friendly to Obama, but they paid nothing in corporate income taxes in 2009. Do you think that's too much?
Well, I think that it would be fair if all corporations didn't have to pay that. And as far as the ExxonMobil, I'll have to look to be sure. Now, I know there are a lot of people upset that they're not paying taxes on money that they earn overseas, which is causing all kinds of Democratic companies that give 4-to-1 to Democrats over Republicans. They're keeping their money overseas. And it also Wall Street and Exxon executives. You can look at a lot of these big people that make all this money, and people think, oh, those fat cat Republicans. You really look at it. Overall, the drivers of corporate America, 4-to-1 to Democrats. Wall Street, 4-to-1 for Democrats.
Is it in 2010 though? Didn't all the big hedge funds donate to Republicans, like Elliott Management, Paul
If
Paul
they
Singer?
did, they're trying to catch up a little bit, giving to Democrats all these years. Because let's face it,
I mean, the bank people are gaming both parties, right?
Thing that media's really helped with, that all the rich people are fat cat Republicans. You look at all these people in here. These are not rich people. These are people paying their income tax, and they just want to be treated fairly. So I haven't looked at Exxon's income tax. If they're not paying what they're supposed to, then I'm sure Eric Holder, who doesn't mind avoiding enforcing the law, if it helps his people that support him, then he goes after tooth and nail people that don't. But
would you call for an inquiry into some of these corporations that are paying nothing, like GE, like ExxonMobil, like Bank of America? They're completely using loopholes.
This Justice Department, they'll do anything they can to help GE. So,
can't you counter that as your party's in power in Congress? Can't you force?
We are. We have the House. If we were in power, we would have done what we wanted to.
Well, at least in the House, can you call for hearings to force these corporations, GE, Bank of America, ExxonMobil, to pay their taxes, pay their fair share?
Get rid of corporate income tax so that we can bring back all those manufacturing, steel, rubber, all these things that have gone to other countries because of a 35% corporate income tax.
But they're paying zero.
Now, you've got the people that are...
It's really zero for a lot of these guys, not 35%.
You keep saying that, but it is absolutely not true that all corporations pay zero.
No, sure, a lot of smaller ones pay all of their, but
yes,
the big guys don't.
And I'm saying, let's level the playing field. That's what's given those big corporations an advantage. They figure out ways to do it. We ought to get rid of them so we can get big industries back here, so we can have the jobs. Because once people have jobs, they do a better job of paying the income taxes than the big corporations do. And the corporations are fleeing from America. It's time to give that up and make it fair across the board. But I do want to catch some